let's set up shop. Have a day of panning in the river and all of that. That'd be cool. Why not? Well, I know y'all saw because I filmed it coming in. But yeah, this is a cool little place off the road. I got water right there so I can do some gold panning and whatnot, and I have some trees a good distance apart. I can set up my hammock if I want. I can set up my tent too. Just chill out today. Take a break from all my riding every single day and having to be somewhere. I came on this trip so I didn't have to be anywhere. Well, more accurately, I came on this trip with the goal that I can go wherever I want for as long as I want and not be restricted by time. And hey, it's 10 in the morning, but I am here, and why not set up camp, have a day of just rest and cook some food on a campfire or something. Sounds like a good plan to me. Probably this way so I can check on the fire. I'll make sure it's out when it's out. Alright. And then hammer those into the ground and I'm good. Alright, so little tent set up. Bike is right here, which is nice. Fireplace, hammock. Trying to keep all my stuff kind of centralized. I can just hang out in the day. I get sick of panning, river. Yes. Good, good, good. I'm kind of happy I came over here. Get this big rock out of the way. Because I was gonna go to Bishop's Castle, but screw it. Let's chill out and camp. This is more like it for a full pan. This metal one is so useful because I can just go in. I know you can't see. I can just go in use it as a shovel, pick out all these big rocks. Well, not all, but many of them. Add it to my already honking pan. Now pan this out. This is more the size I'm used to working. That's a little bit of a lot of black sands, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Nothing. That's what I thought. I'm still not deep, so. All right, this is a good sign. I just found this in my pan. That's a bullet, which is good because lead is heavy, as is gold. So gold is like 2 times as heavy. Ooh, light shift change. Sick. But yeah, since lead is also heavy, that means I'm in a spot that collects heavy things. Heck yeah. Well, this spot's not panning out. It's not even really a pun, that is the original use of the term. So, yeah, I might need to find a new spot. You know, I did find this little bullet, which is kind of cool. But, yeah, just not even little gold. Makes me wonder if I'm not in a good spot, but I haven't even got close to bedrock or bed clay, anything like that. It's just a lot of pebbles that go down really deep. And I'm not trying to do any like major damage to this area by digging massive holes. So I might need to find another spot that might have something, or I don't know. Let's see. All right, so not gonna go too far into it maybe, but let's kind of see what this forest has over here. Someone removed a rock from that area. A can. Good one, idiots. Another can. Good one, idiots. Smells nice back here. Seems like I can't go too far. I mean, I could go up there if I really wanted. Let's just see what's on the other side of it. From the top. Ugh. A little steep. At least now I can grip with my toes, unlike with my boots. That's where rock climber's grip comes into play. Getting down this is going to be the easy part. Getting down without killing myself, that's going to be a little tougher. Oh, that's a pretty view. And that's just wood line. Cool. Curiosity satiated. Now getting down. Before you ask, yes, the whip I have could help. I could wrap it to a tree like this and then use it to rappel, but that only really helps getting up things because I can't just make it let go. Okay, getting down was actually pretty easy. Oh my God. Oh. God, how stupid do you need to be? I cannot even fathom. I can't even begin to fathom how dumb and idiotic and self-centered and stupid and uneducated you have to be to do this. That is just ridiculous. If I had the means, I'd clean that all up. Absolutely disgusting. This is why we can't have nice things. There's so many things that would be amazing, so many plans and ideas and processes and rules, or lack thereof. That'd be so wonderful. But there's one element that stops it all, and that is humans suck sometimes. People just outright suck, and it ruins so many good things. Mini rant over. Don't litter. If you do, you're worse than what you're throwing down. That's all from me. So I have clothing that needs to be washed. I don't know if this is exactly the best idea, or I don't know if it's even going to work, but I tied it to that hefty branch, which is locked in pretty good. And now it's just taking the brunt of the rapids to hopefully get all that rotten sweat out of there. Which, I don't know how environmentally friendly it is. I can't imagine it's that bad. But, I don't know. Leave it like that for an hour or two. Bring it out while the sun's still high and hot. It'll dry out really quickly. And I should have clean clothes again. I'm not using any soaps or anything like that. Just letting water do its thing. Alrighty. Okay, so some updates. I have my little fire kind of ready. It's not like the prettiest thing, but it's gonna light up. All this stuff is super dry. Got some inner bark that's really dry. I'm gonna be using this. It's off to the side now, but birch bark. It looks like silver birch maybe to burn it or to start it. And then just gradually increasing sizes of sticks for a small fire. Just tied a piece of paracord up to my bike. This is going to be my clothesline to dry my clothes with. And I sorted the wood for the most part. Not totally, I'm still, there's still some big sticks in here that belong in that pile. And this thing, which is, I'm going to burn that pretty quickly because it's super light, and that was the birch. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just sort of sorting these into size. So I have thin little kindling, little medium sticks, and then big sticks. There's some overlap, but it's not a big science. Yeah, so camp is starting to get set up here. And I got this stick because I just like having a stick. Makes me feel cool. So yeah, that's that. Time to go find something to place as a chair maybe. Or I can just sit on the ground, it doesn't matter. Alright. This big old rock that's right in the middle of this footpath looks like a good little stool. I think I'm gonna take it. There it is. Maybe a little close, but nice. Basically just what I wanted. Alrighty. What else should I do? Might be getting around time to take those clothes out of the wash. Let them dry while it's still a little sunny out. That's an idea. Let's do that. That. Let's go string him up. Well, I did not expect that with how high the sun is in the sky. We're having a little sun shower. It's nothing that's gonna get me wet, but those clouds over there might. Yeah, not a cloud hardly in the sky, and a little bit of rain's coming down. Might make me want to get that fire started before it gets too wet, in case it does. All right, I was not expecting that. So it's 1 o'clock and the sky is significantly darkened. I might want to start my fire now and get these out of the way. That sounds like lightning. So yeah, I wanted to start my fire now. These are actually fairly dry. Get all my stuff out of the rain as best I can. And then see how well this stuff handles wet conditions. Haha. Because that looks like what's coming ahead. All right. Well, I guess I'll light the fire before it gets too, what's the word? It doesn't need to be at night, but too wet, because it's almost definitely gonna rain. As I said, this fire will get going very easily. I'm only lighting it now because I know it's gonna rain. I'm basically positive of it, and I'm not gonna have it rain and put my fire out or wet all my stuff and then I can't have my fire. So having my fire now. And worst case, I can always just make a new one. Yeah, so this will burn up a decent bit quickly, and then it'll die down, and I can, you know, stock it a little better. But right now I'm changing into my clothes I just washed, and yeah, it's because they're a little wet. They're not super wet, but they're just a little bit wet. They'll dry off by the fire. My dry clothes can go in my bag, and yeah, I gotta get going. It's starting to rain pretty good now. It's going to soon anyway. So a little bit of emergency adjustment. I moved them over here because down here was getting a lot of rain. Over here, not so much. Sorry, burping. It's a little bit drier over here, and I might be able to, I don't know if this is actually going to do worse because it's kind of wet itself, but kind of use my hammock to cover some of my motorcycle. Not that it cares about getting wet, but these are only this is only water resistant, so I'd like to cover that at least, which I'll probably do with this. And then all my waterproof things that I need waterproof are in that box. So yeah, a little bit more adjusting. Then I'm probably going to start cooking. Yay! Okay, first step in cooking. This is not the water I'm taking to cook with, but it's probably a good idea to wash the pan a little bit. Cool. When it rained, some sand got in there from the speckles of that area. Now, I'll place it here. Now that that's getting hot, grab a water bottle. Has something in it. My food, to which I will be making. What should I make? Sure. Bechka yuha, something. Viennese soup. So, what do I gotta do? 1 liter of water. This holds just under a liter. I know it holds a liter. Hold on. This Dutch bottle, canteen, holds a liter. So let's see. A liter of water. Oh, I didn't even realize there was English on there. Okay, I could do that. All right, so first things first. These coals will probably do, but I just want to make sure that I have a good fire going before it all dies out from all the how it's suddenly wet. So get some more on here. Put that on. And then 1 liter of water to a boil. This is my gold pan I'm using. Yeah, if it worked for the old timers, it'll work for me. I hope it holds a liter. Oh, just barely. Oh, God, it's that smoke in my eyes. Okay, so that's got to come up to a boil. Let's level it off a little bit as best I can. Here. How's this? I'm gonna lose some water, but that's fine. I'll just have it a little bit less. That'll start boiling up. I can refill it actually with this other canteen when I need to. Let's bring it to a boil. And put this in and let it just cook for 10 minutes. All right. So it's not quite to a boil, but I want to make sure everything fits. It's kind of boiling. So there's that. Kind of want to save this. Not every day I go to Croatia. And stir for 10 minutes. So how I'm going to get it out is another question. Also, yes, I am completely and totally aware in every way, shape, and form that you are not supposed to cook where you camp. And I just dropped that in there. I'll still probably pull it. Ow, but barely. I'm fully aware of that fact. And don't replicate me cooking where I'm camping. Don't take that as anything you ought to follow, because it is not. Bears are real. Ouch. Spilling some of it, but you know. How to get it off? Well, that's a problem for future me, I suppose. Push that down a little bit, keep it centered in the fire. Now it's starting to boil. All right. It's probably going to be a little underdone, maybe a little overdone, but I don't really care. I'm going to let that cook. That's more properly boiling. And I have an idea as to how I'm going to get it off. Any bit I spill is just going to go to the gods, I guess. But I have these woolen mitts that I made. I really like them, so I hope I don't destroy them in doing this. But I'm going to soak them in water and then grab the sides and pull it off and lay it flat. So let's hope I don't destroy these doing this, but you know, has to be done. See y'all when it's done. Okay, so timer went off. It's probably a little underdone, but that's fine. I will eat it anyway. And now I'm gonna soak my mitts. They're full of lanolin oil, so they really don't want to get wet. Waste it. Figure the time it takes for me to soak these is good to give it some extra time. I want them pretty good and wet. Wool is fire retardant anyway, but being next to so much fire is probably not good for it. So, water. Alright, put these to the side. Let's get this done. Ouch! Oh. There's some soup on this. Alright. Alright. It's now cool enough to hold. At least on the sides, not on the bottom. Alrighty, so it's now cool enough to hold on the sides, not the bottom. Smells good. And see if I can give it a taste test. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, it's cooked. It's cooked right. Alright, I get to enjoy some liquid and food at the same time. Next to the fire. And put that in there, whatever. Yeah. I'll wish y'all good meals if you have them. Whatever the heck I'm saying, I don't even know. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this stew and this soup. This is a good time. This is what I came out here for. Just find a spot, camp out, set my bike up, have a fire, cook some soup, gold pan, cook some soup in a gold pan. It's a good time. Now, a trip like this, you can expect trouble. I've run into my fair share of trouble, as you saw already, and I'm unfortunate to say it, but I'm probably going to run into a fair share more of trouble on my way. However, I may have said this before, I think I have, but that risk is what turns a casual trip into an adventure. You know, coming out here on a, at the time I bought it, $1,500 Amazon bike. I didn't buy it on Amazon, but either way, coming out here on one of them, taking it up Pikes Peak, going all around, going to Arizona and all that, that's a risk, you know. It's a pretty big risk. It's not like a car that's made to standard car specifications, but you know, I'm at the mercy of the weather. It could rain, downpour, and I'm kind of stuck like I almost was. It settled down now, of course, but you know, kind of at that mercy. I have all my basic essentials on me and everything I need with very little I don't. And there's a whole world out there to see. And I want to go see it while I'm still young enough to. Everybody works and works and works, and then they retire and their body's too old to go out and do the things they wanted to do. And I think that's a dang shame. So, work, save, and then, I don't know, once you get enough money to really go on an adventure, I say do it, because these memories last a lifetime. And it's experiences you'll always have. And if you don't like it, well, don't do it again. As for me, I love it, and I'm probably going to do it again. So, I don't know. I'm going to miss it when it's over. The trip. That's for sure. But at the same time, I kind of miss the people I got to talk to, like my friend and friends and all that. So there's ups and downs. Smoke. Can you stop getting in my face? So, anyways, that's about all. I'm gonna finish my soup. You know, one way to clean it, do a bit of panning. Nothing that I expect is actually gonna, you know, yield any results, but there we go. Wash with some sand and rocks. Why not? It'll do the trick, I'm sure. The magic of a good old-fashioned stone sponge. I could get all the black off it, but I really don't care. This part is clean, and that's what matters. And this is maybe not the most sanitary water, but I'm going to throw this on the fire for a couple seconds and it'll heat up and kill off all the bacteria. Yay! So, that's basically clean. Gonna leave it off to dry. Oh, it's kind of cloudy, so it might take a while. Hope it don't rust too badly as it does. These don't need to wait to dry. They are stainless. So, meal cooked. Fire's a little low, but you know, I'm not trying to have a big fire. And also I started it early because of the rain. I was unsure about how long it was gonna last. So right now I can or how long the rain was gonna last. So small fires last longer. I don't need a massive bonfire right now. I don't even have the space for a massive bonfire right now. But small fires last longer. So if you have less wood, smaller fire. This is already a little too big, I say, as I add more wood. That's fine. All right. Very pretty day. Oh, and my gloves, I washed them up in the river and they're just sort of drying off here. Now that it's kind of dry, now that it's not raining anymore, I'll toss my hammock back out. Move my bike again. All right. I'm gonna chill out for a while and record some other time. Okay, I lied. I wisened up a little bit, and duh, I have a fire. I can put it next to the fire and dry it. Duh. Even then I can dry those guys. Not super into the fire. I don't need it to get hot. Just enough to dry it off. Now I'm gonna go chill out and you know, enjoy some time alone without filming. Yay. So I might be wrong. Again, I'm not from this area, but this might be yucca. I might be wrong though. I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with what yucca looks like, but whatever it is, I think I can make a good cord out of it. And if I can, ow, I'm gonna make a bracelet. The reason I think it's yucca is because it kinda resembles what I remember seeing yucca like online, as well as there was a trick that I saw where you can cut it, ouch, and then use the sharp edge as a needle. Ow, God, I can't cut this without cutting myself or poking myself. And this is the point. It's trying to survive in its own way. I want to gather just a little bit from a couple plants so I don't take too many from one, and see if I can, I don't know, make a bracelet or something out of it. And I also found a bit of animal bone, so I might turn this into a little pendant and make a bracelet, because I love my bracelets. Now, what I don't remember is how to process yucca exactly, if it even is yucca. But as I said, I heard something along the lines of you can cut it and then use this tip as your needle for sewing, which I think was said about yucca. So I'm going to process it as if it were a plant that I know and see where that gets me. Like, just using my knowledge of how to process plants, and then I'm gonna carve this down somehow, drill some holes in it, probably with my knife, and see if I can make a little pendant or something. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So y'all can tell me if this is how you should process it. One, this little needle is very, very sharp, that's for sure, so I'm just gonna cut it off. I know that's not technically how you should do it, because I know you can use that needle, as I've said a billion times. But yeah, I've just been grabbing it like this against the sharp edge of my knife, and then pulling off scraping off the green like this. And it's leaving me with a strong, flexible fiber. But I'm also getting some of these, which I think might be me cutting into the fibers. I don't know. If you know how to process yucca, or whichever plant this is, which as I said, I think it's yucca, let me know. We don't really have it in Wisconsin, so I'm not as familiar with it, but all I know is that regardless, this stuff seems to be making a decent attempt at making string, so it seems decent for making string, that's what I mean to say. So actually, it seems more than decent. That's very, very strong. So, onward I go. Okay, so two important things. One, this knife is not an eating knife. It never touches food. So, if whatever I process is toxic, it doesn't matter, because I don't do that. Two, I've found, I'm holding my camera up with my feet, so sorry if it wiggles. I found I get better results if I first pound it against a rock with the butt of my knife. I don't know if it just loosens it up. I made a celliflet earlier. It didn't last very long because what do you call it? Whatever the bark was dried out really quickly. But I didn't really get video of it. That's when I went and did my own thing. But yeah, so yeah, just there's that. I don't eat with this knife, so if whatever I process is toxic, well, let it be toxic. I'm not eating it. And two, doing this first, breaking up the fibers, that's what gave me the idea, because you tap it like the not like this, but you tap the bark off. I'm making a celiflet, or a willow flute in English. Just seems to break the fibers up and make it easier. I'll continue that later, but yeah, doing that and then doing this seems to yield much better results. So, yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to take a leaf, cut it in half, put each end together, and then I'm sure this will shrink. Standard. Actually, I'm going to offset it a little bit, like this. So I have about that much space. God dang, freaking fire smoke getting into my face. So I'm going to twist, push down. Twist, put it down. Twist, put it down. Etc. Over and over. Twist away from me, pull it back and towards me. Twist away from me, pull it back and towards me. Away from me, back and towards me. Over and over again. You can see cord is forming. God, I know why smoke always follows you when you're sitting by a campfire, but God dang, can it be like, it didn't all up until I started recording. Anyway, and then you just keep doing this until it comes time to add more, which is coming up pretty soon here. Because I offset it like this, because I offset it like this, I now have some ends like this for me to add more cordage into. So I can take another piece like that. I'm going to split this one twice down the middle, and then flip it, stick it in, and then twist it in. So it all connects nicely to the other fibers. And I will add more and remove some as I need, now that I have a working size. So I forgot to mention, generally speaking, you don't want to do this while it's wet. You'd want to wait until it's dry. Reason being that the fibers will shrink as it dries, and that can make your twist not tight anymore. I'm doing it wet, but with the caveat of I'm going to gather some, process it, and then bring it home for further processing at home. Trying to figure out how I should split this like that, add this just to keep the ends even. Yeah, so I'm going to further process it. In case this one doesn't turn out, I am gathering more that I can use. Of course, there it comes, just because I film. Doesn't the entire time I'm not filming. And I can break this up into as thin as strands as I want now that I've started to really fine tune how thick I want each strand to be, and all of that. So I'm going to make up some of this, or keep going at it. But as you can see, That's strong too. I can't break it. So, yeah. So, I only have limited space on my camera, so I'm not going to show the whole process of working on this bone, but essentially, I'm going to be cutting this end off, cutting it, I don't know, maybe about here, so I have a section like this, yeah, and then rubbing against a rock to make it kind of flat, and then drilling some holes with the tip of my knife. Yes. Sorry about the wavy camera. As for cutting it, I found some glass that I'm just going to use like a knife. I might nap a little bit better. There's a bigger piece, but I can cut like this and score it until I can snap it. So my right hand is just holding it steady as my left hand draws it across to sort of chisel it out. And you can see there's a groove already forming. Once the glass has gotten dull, I'll go in, my knife tip, pressure flake it. Do a nice edge that I can cut with. There we go. That's a lot sharper. And this should cut. Oh yeah. You can already feel it has a lot. You can see how much more comes off. Okay, once a big enough line was scored, I just put it against the rock, a little angled, and smacked it with the butt of my knife. There I go. Now time to smooth out this side. And then to make the holes is a simple process of find my spot and do this for a bit. Best to keep your fingers away from it if you can. I swear this camera is a curse. The smoke only follows me when I turn it on. There you go. Slow. Would you look at that? A hole. Time to make another one. How odd is that? I tried the same thing on the other side and got the exact same result. Huh, who would have thought? Alright, carved a little channel in there for, I don't fully know why, I just thought maybe I should. And then for this, I'm going to untwist it a little bit. This is why I did this section in, this is why I did this section in one piece instead of two in the middle, so I can open it up like this, stick this through, and that will create, I don't know how long this cord is going to last because it's, as I said, it's wet and will dry and become weaker. I should have done it with dry cord, but I don't have all that much. I mean, I have all the time I want, but I don't plan on staying here long enough to let it dry. That takes a couple days. So now I just gotta fiddle with it until that gets tightened up. As so. Something like that. Maybe I should do that on the other side actually. Yeah. Alright, that's on. Could make a necklace or something at this point, but I'm gonna go for a bracelet. Meaning this end gonna have to fit through here. Which may be easier said than done since this end is maybe like this. Push and twist, push and twist. That's usually a good method of getting things through holes. Twist and push. Nah. Haha. Success. Now how to bind it off, that's a good question. I could do a knot, but that'd be kind of ugly. Alright, for my final trick on this bracelet, I just took my knife and carved in a little plus sign looking thing. I'm going to take some of this off this tree. Somebody tried to cut it down unsuccessfully. I'm going to take just a decent bit of it. Not decent bit actually, just a little tiny bit of it. A sap, like this much. Find me some charcoal. That's preferably not really hot. Like that. And then just smear that in. Like that. Charcoal and pine sap. Alright. Now, once I rub this off, which I'll have to do once I clean my hand, it should be inside those gaps. Basically, making a paint. Alright. So it did work. Kind of hard to see. I should have scratched it in a little deeper, but I kind of think I like the look of it being this like painted black off and on thing. I don't know. Might just keep it like that until the black naturally fades away, which it will eventually. So yeah, and I gotta wash my hands. All right, there's my good fire. Slowly drying those out. Don't need a big fire, just a small one for utility. Though I might just throw everything on at the end and maybe, I don't know, I'll see. All right, so to celebrate the coming of darkness on this fine night, I built my fire up a little bigger, just for a bit. Just to enjoy the flames. And then after it burns down, I'm gonna, you know, throw several gold pans worth of water on it just to put it out, make sure it's out before I go to sleep. All right. This is what life's about. Currently anyway, until I have kids. Then that's what life's about. A little company wouldn't hurt, of course. Good night, everybody. I hope your night is as nice as mine. Godnatt. Hej då. Sov gott.